What's going on, guys? Big Mike, D717 out back with you here. Another video for some racing up at Beaver. So we went up last weekend to the WDRA Point Series, which is basically the IHRA Point Series. As far as I know, they changed names. IHRA is now WDRA, from what I understand. But anyway, went up there. We aren't doing too bad in the points there. We're still outside the top 10, but we aren't doing bad. So I can't necessarily say anything negative on the points up there, but with how the bike's set up this year, honestly, to me, we've been doing pretty good. I mean, I've been getting better. And yeah, it's just everything's been slowly coming together. The bike's been staying pretty consistent on speed for quarter mile and eighth. It's just getting used to the tree, getting used to leaving off the button. There's a little bit of a delay with the button. I'm still trying to get that 100% dialed in. I do want to get this bike faster. I know the 60 foots can be faster than what they are. They're running like a 141 60 foot. I know they can be faster. There's a guy up there right now that's all motor running the same times as me, but his 60 foots are almost a tenth faster. So the bike has more in it. I just have to get a little bit better tuning on the clutch. I'll probably talk with Tim Hayes to see what I need to do to make the bike faster out of the hole. I know it can take it, and yeah. But anyway, let's get up to Beaver and get some racing action. I'm good on this side. Went up for our first and second qualifier. So first qualifier, pretty sure you guys heard me at the end there, but the bike pulled left, went towards the center line. I hugged the cones. I mean, everybody after that race was like, hey, you about took out the cones almost the whole way down the strip. But the bike pulled left, got out of the groove. The bike spun hard because I just put, well, not so new now, but I just had put a brand new Shinko hookup. Didn't do as good of a burnout for the first pass to really break the tire. And so I think one, being out of the groove, but two, being on a brand new tire that was not broken in, kind of cost us for the first qualifier. But going into the second qualifier, bike did good. I did have to do a clutch adjustment in between that, which was mostly just the two-step, because for some reason when I went up on the two-step for the first qualifier, the bike tried to pull me through the beams again. I've had that come up every now and then. I think I just have the two-step with the air gap and everything just a little bit too tight. Usually you kind of give yourself a little wiggle room, but I think mine's just a little snug. But anyway, got that figured out, went up for the second qualifier, ran a 5:53 in the eighth, which is good. I mean, my best in the eighth up there, I believe, is a 51, which I ran against Jeff a couple weeks ago. But anyway, 5:53, 129 was the best out of the two qualifiers. So we qualified kind of the middle of the pack. And yeah, let's get on to round one. right, guys. Well, winning round one, we got Kevin Tredowski, which I've gotten my ass handed to me by Kevin a handful of times in the past. But anyway, what had happened in that race, first off, Kevin went red, so it was an automatic win for us. I was a 03 light or 02 light, but unfortunately, my push to connect air fitting down here, anybody knows the fittings, they have like little teeth in it. You push the air line in and the teeth grab a hold of the line and seal it. Well, the teeth gave out and a piece internally flew out, so it would not hold pressure. I ordered more since, but Brian Snyder luckily had one off of a ram cylinder for the air shifter. I swapped it on and went into round two. Yeah, check out round two. So going into round two, we got, of course, it seems like it's a common thing for round two, we got Jeff Santine, ET Gangster, who is, again, the last or previous owner of the pink bike. But anyway, went into the race with Jeff. I believe I dialed a 53 or a 51. I couldn't remember what I did. Last time I went against Jeff, I ran a 51. So I figured, why don't we just dial a 51? That's what it was. But went against that. I mean, the pass went good. It was 55. It was slower than I had planned, but Jeff went red, caught kind of an easy win. And Jeff went a tight red. I think it was like an 01 or 001, but it was a tight red light. But anyway, got the win, went into round two, or ran into round three. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, give me a second to get these two done. New lane, 553 down. Other side, Kevin Tredowski, 539 to win.
So that was the semi-final race. Now, quick thing too, because yes, this was the same guy that we ran in round one. So they had round one buybacks. Kevin bought back, won his round. Kevin went into round two, beat that, went into round three. So round three, again, because the bike class isn't crazy big, round three was the semi-final. So we went into that going against Kevin. Ended up pulling a 0005 light to Kevin's 040. It was 030, 040 light. And Kevin knew if he cut a good light, I was a little bit relaxed on the light pretty much all day. I was running like maybe 05, 06 lights all day. So Kevin, if he could cut a half decent light, he was going to be able to get out of the hole and catch up to me by the 8th. But that 000, we had him beat just on the 60 foot. Not on the 60 foot, just on the reaction time we had him beat, because even if him running his number and me running my number, it was still a 10th or somewhere difference like that. So we had Kevin beat. We got him on that 000, so I was very, very happy. And we're rolling into the semi against Brian Snyder, the one that helped me get my bike up and running to get into even round two, let alone going up against him in the final. Well, let me explain something real quick. So Beaver runs what's called a true start tree. So if, for this instant exactly, if the person that's leaving before you goes red, it will not show up until you cross the beams on the launch. When you take off, it will show if they went red or you went red. So Brian took off. I figured he cut a light because he was gone. I could faintly see that his light, when his yellow came on, he was out. I just figured he cut a really good light, so I was like, full game, we got to cut a good light on Brian. So I took off, instantly came up red. Yeah, I took myself out of the final in a red light, which seems to be a common thing for me this year, is the red lights have been killing me. I can get pretty consistent, but the reaction times is what's been getting me. So Brian ended up running an 02 red. I ran like, I can't even remember what it was. It was bad. It was a very, very bad red light. But again, because the tree doesn't tell me if he went red, all I would have had to do at that point was just break the beams and make a half decent pass, or just go to the end of the track, and I would have had the win. But because of it having the true start, I didn't know that he went red, so I was full bore, ready to go, and just trying to cut a good light. Well, I went a worse red than him, so Brian automatically won. I ran the pass out. I ran a 50, 55 on a 53 or 56 on a 53, something like that. Still a good pass. I was happy with it. The bike went A to B, no wheelies, no hiccups, no nothing. But yeah, it was awesome to get to run Brian in the final. It was awesome to get to make a final up at Beaver. This is the first time I've made it to a final in a points race ever. Got my first win ever about 2 months ago, and yeah, it was just awesome to get to go up there and run against those guys. Brian, before our race, Brian wanted his fitting back, so I told him no, I will replace it once I get the new ones in. Which, if Brian, if you see this video, I ordered like 10 of these fittings now, so I can give you an extra or give you yours back and put a new one in, and I'll have some in the trailer. So hopefully this doesn't happen again, because Brian gave me the Schrader valve that helped block off my system when the regulator blew. Brian was my pushback guy when my regulator blew, and now he was the guy that got me my push to connect fitting that I needed. So thanks again, Brian. I will have your fitting replaced by the next race. The stuff should be here tomorrow, I believe, actually, or Tuesday. But yeah, we'll get up to Beaver for the next points race. We have the bike shootout and another WDRA points this coming weekend. But it was an awesome event. Brian, congrats on the win again. And we both got a jump in points. Brian's been floating over like that, like number 3, number 2 range. Brian's been doing really good on the points up there this year. I'm hoping that with this jump that I should be broke into the top 10 by now. And yeah, we're just going to see what happens. It was a good weekend of racing. I was glad that it went the way that it did. I wished I could have gotten a win in the points race with this, but so be it. We'll get her ready. We'll get up there for the next one, and hopefully that one will be in the winner's circle at Beaver Springs. So, all right, guys, as always, I hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Know anything more about the bikes, more about the channel, and drop those comments down below, as well as check the description down below for the companies and the people that I get parts from. They help me as much as you guys help me with watching these videos. So be sure to check them out, give them some support, and if you happen to talk to them, tell them I sent you. So, all right, guys, like I said, drop a like, drop a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Remember, ride safe, ride smart, always wear a helmet. See ya.